Oh, Doina, tell me, you are the curator of this fantastic exhibition of Brancusi back to his homeland in Timisoara. So, what do we learn? What is special about this exhibition?
Thank you for having appreciated and for having told me that it's a fantastic exhibition, because it's difficult to organize an exhibition on Brancusi's work. It's difficult because Brancusi didn't create many sculptures, and because they are very fragile, and because the originals are kept in collections of the big museums in the world. Thus, I had and I have this experience to organize exhibitions from my ancient profession to Pompidou Center. I organized particularly exhibition on sculptures like Pevsner, like Henri.
But let's focus on Brancusi exhibition.
For Brancusi, I have a real attachment, and I am working on Brancusi for 35 years, and I wrote books. And in 2019, I opened a big exhibition to Brussels, to Beaux-Arts, organized by Europalia, when Romania was the invited country to Europalia. And that exhibition had as a title Brancusi, the sublimation of the form. Now for Romania, I was very touched about the invitation from Art Encounters in Timisoara, Art Encounters Foundation, and from the department of Timisoara, and from Romanians who are my compatriots, to curate an exhibition on Brancusi, but it is very difficult. And I found this subject, the symbolic return of Brancusi to his native country. But it's very difficult to do that, because Brancusi, everybody, and especially Romanians, tell that Brancusi inspired from the Romanian folklore, from the Romanian literature, from the Romanian. Brancusi is Romanian. Is a kind of recuperation of Brancusi. Or I try to explain every time that Brancusi kept the heritage, the Romanian heritage, but he found his own way in his contact with European and American art. If Brancusi transformed only folkloric theme, Brancusi didn't do and couldn't be a big artist, a great artist as we know him. Thus, in this exhibition, and that was a very subtle work from my part, because I wanted to suggest only the relationship of Brancusi with his country, with his compatriots.
So what does come from Romania in his creation?
In this creation, there are some ideas. For example, in the one of the last rooms in the exhibition, we show Maestra, just before Bird in Space. Maestra is a miraculous bird, who attired and who has powers, supernatural powers to transform, to metamorphose himself in a princess, and to enter in the action of
And she's
of
Romanian?
a tale. And I made a lot of studies. It's only the name is Romanian, because every Romanian knows Maiastra as a name. Maiastra is the name of a nightingale. He sings very well and he enchanted everybody. But the tale, the folk tale, exists in folk tales in the southeast of Europe, in the north of Europe.
Okay, so he picks some stories,
some ideas, some images, and he transformed as he.
And what we see in the exhibition is that he has very long series. For example,
Yes.
the Kiss. How long is the series of the Kiss?
Thank you for this question, because I wanted to show the longest series of Brancusi. Brancusi worked on series of birds, series of Muse endormie, series of Mademoiselle Pogani, and so on. And the longest is the Kiss. And what is interesting, because the Kiss signs the separation, Brancusi's separation from Rodin. Rodin invited Brancusi in 1907 to work in his studio, and Brancusi stayed and worked with Rodin only 4 months.
Yes, but we know the famous sentence in French, rien ne pousse à l'ombre des grands chênes.
The Grand Chêne. Because Brancusi wasn't happy to repeat the same thing, what the master asked to do.
Yes.
And he wanted to liberate from this influence. He left Rodin, but he didn't ever contest his master.
Okay.
And what is his own way? He didn't model anymore. He didn't model sculpture. He decided to cut directly the material. This is the specific way of Brancusi. He never invented this way, but he recuperated this way from the ancient sculpture.
And so he did it first time with the Kiss?
He did it the first time with the Kiss. This was the mark in 1907, immediately after the separation. And another work we couldn't have in the exhibition, La sagesse de la terre, the wisdom of the air. This is a name in Romanian. It's very understanding by Romanians, but we can't translate it.
Okay.
We can't translate
But
it.
so what is the last Kiss that he did?
Thus, the first Kiss in 1907, who comes in the exhibition from Craiova collection in the south of Romania.
Yes.
And the last is Borne Frontière, border marker, which is worked in 1945.
Wow.
And that's 14 years. He transformed this theme in stone and in drawings.
And so another important subject in the exhibition is the importance of photography.
And I choose many photographies in order to accompany the sculpture.
And all the photos are by him?
Yes.
And so how is important photos for Brancusi?
It's very important. He discovered photography in Rodin's studio, when Edward Steichen took photographs from the bourgeois de Calais.
Oui.
After that, he met Man Ray.
Okay.
And Man Ray helped him to buy a camera to do photographs, as the manner at the time. And Brancusi, beginning with 1914, 1915, decided not to allow to anybody to take photos from his works and from himself.
Wow.
That's why we
so
have
he
a lot
self-portrait?
Yes. we have a lot of self-portraits.
But when we begin being interested by Brancusi, we see that he is at the heart of modernity. All his friends, it's crazy. You spoke before about Modigliani, Man Ray, Duchamp, who is one of his best friends, right?
Duchamp.
Because Duchamp is selling his work.
This Duchamp
is his private dealer.
Duchamp was his dealer. Duchamp had a lot of relationships with America. He installed in America, in the United States, and Duchamp proposed to Brancusi to organize exhibition of Brancusi in America. This was the curator. He was, Duchamp, the curator of two big exhibitions, Brancusi's exhibition, to Brummer Gallery. And after that, he promoted and he sold Brancusi's works.
And he did that with the money given by his father, right?
Yes.
That's what he invested the money in Brancusi work.
He invested in Brancusi work at the moment when John Quinn, the collector, American collector Brancusi, died in 1924. Duchamp and his friend Henri Pierre Rocher invested in order to allow that these works go to everywhere.
But the paradox, and after we finished with that, the paradox was that Duchamp did not want to sell his work, but he was dealing with his friend's work.
Yes.
And Brancusi was okay with that, right?
Brancusi was okay with that because Duchamp promoted him in America. Duchamp supported Brancusi during the trial with the American...
the famous trial.
Yes, in 1926, 1928.
Okay.
The trial with
all that is at
the
heart of modernity. It's crazy, and many of these things took place near Montparnasse at Impasse Ronsin in his studio, right?
You know that I put the question because for me I published this the correspondence between Duchamp and Brancusi, and I was very curious to know how they could talk among them because they were very different as personalities, as instruction, and so on. And Jacques Matisse Monnier, who was the heir of Duchamp, told me that Duchamp liked so much to speak to Brancusi in the simplicity and the simple language. And Duchamp adored the sentences of Brancusi. Brancusi spoke very rarely, not so much, but when he pronounced something, that was like aphorism. Thus, I prepared a book for next year in February with Brancusi's aphorisms.
So we're waiting for that. Merci beaucoup.